Let's all join together in Oziva Simrat Yah.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
So we find ourselves here together on this Shabbat again. As you know, I'm not really a technology person, so I'm trying to figure all of this out in a new world. It's a new world, Golda, so they say, right? I want to welcome all of you, and I'm so grateful to be able to see your faces and see your sofas and your homes and our community together. Earlier today, Steve and Laura Olson said that they were beginning Shabbat by listening to Shabbat services from around the world. What a beautiful way to welcome in Shabbat. We're follow many other communities around the world that have already welcomed Shabbat and are well into their Sabbath rest and celebration of peace and shlemut and wholeness. And so as we join them in the beginning of our 25 hours of Shabbat, we have the opportunity on this video link, Zoom link, to be able to welcome people from all over the world, from all different places, and certainly from homes all over the Bay Area as we join together. So we'll welcome Shabbat as one community of so many people inextricably linked together. Rabbi Phelps?
Yes. So, of course, as we begin our Shabbat observance, we will start with some candle lighting. Like last week, we thought it would be nice to have a little bit of a hybrid of an in-home service and a synagogue service. So we'll start by lighting these candles, which I hope my name is not totally obscuring. Unfortunately, I'm not sure I have a better place to put them.
Are those our congregation Sherith Israel Fish right next to you, Rabbi Abby?
Oh, those certainly are. Their names are Na'alayim and Gerbayim, shoes and socks. And they are the 4th and 5th grades fish that have been helping them to learn about life cycles all year. And now they are my roommates. So I thought I would bring them to Shabbat. They've had their B'nai Mitzvah, so they're all ready to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and hold these candles up so that we can see their light. And since I don't have the hands to do it, I will not swoop my hands around my face and welcome the light into my eyes, but I invite you to do so as we continue with the candle lighting, and you can find that blessing on page 2. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kinshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu להדליק נר של Shabbat. Beautiful. Now, since we are all in our respective homes, I wanted to take advantage once again of that opportunity to give us all the chance to bless one another. It's traditional at this moment in a home observance of Shabbat for parents to bless children, but certainly if there is anybody near you whom you wish to bless, or anybody out in the world who you feel could use some blessing, you can go ahead and join with me in these blessings and direct your intention toward those people. So we're on page 299, I believe, depending on which prayer book you're in, but I see you can see it on the screen. So I'll start with the special blessing specifically for boys, and feel free to read along with me at home. Yisimcha Elohim ke'Ephraim v'chi-Menashe. May God inspire you to live like Ephraim and Manasseh. And now the blessing for girls. Yisimech Elohim keSarah, keRivka, keRachel, uChaleah. May God inspire you to live like Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah. And now if you do have a loved one nearby whom you are blessing, I invite you to put a hand on their shoulder, on their head, and join me in the priestly blessing. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God bless you and keep you. May God's light shine upon you, and may God be gracious to you. May you feel God's presence within you always, and may you find peace. Now we continue with one more ritual, more often done in the home. We will sing Shalom Aleichem together, which you can find on page 24. Shalom Aleichem, Malechei Asharet, Malechei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boechem L'Shalom, Malechei HaShalom, Malechei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Barchuni L'Shalom, Malechei HaShalom, Malechei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Seitchem L'Shalom, Malechei HaShalom, Malechei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Now we continue with Lecha Dodi.
La 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 la. Lecha Dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabla. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad ishmiyanu el hamiyuchad Adonai echad u'hu shemo echad l'shem ultiferet v'litila lecha dodi likrat kala pnei Shabbat nekabla. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha ki mikor ha'beracha merosh mikedem nesucha sof ma'aseh b'machshava tchila lecha. Going with Jonathan. Hitoreri, kiva orech, kumi uri, shir daberi, kvod Adonai, alayich nigla. We invite you to rise and now face the entrance of whatever room you have entered into as we greet the Shabbat into our midst. Boi v'shalom ateret bala גם בשמחה ובצולה תוך אמונה עם סגולה בואי חלה לך דודי לקראת כלה פני שבת נקבלה לי. To remain standing for our call to worship, the Baruch Hu, which you can find on page 28. Lai 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 yai lai 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 lai, together with Jonathan. Lai 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 lai. Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach. We now turn ahead to page 34 as we prepare ourselves for the Shema. And as we recalled last week, we spoke about the importance of listening and the importance of togetherness at this time. That listening is the only thing that's keeping us all together here. Some people can see each other over video chat, but some people are calling in only through the phone. And so we encourage you to use your ears to feel connected, where we usually use our hugs and our eyes, things that we can't necessarily use at this time, to feel that connectedness and that oneness with each other as a community. Shema on page 34. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed.
Well, once again, we prepare to sing Michamocha together, and it's a strange thing to do under these circumstances, as Michamocha is our song that celebrates freedom, and it's hard to feel free at this moment when we're all sort of selectively trapped in our homes. But we do remember at this time all of the freedoms we still retain to go out and walk and be in the world, to see one another, even if it is from afar, to communicate, to create, to live our lives as best we can. So together we celebrate all of those freedoms when we sing Michamocha. I believe we will be singing it to the Passover melody this evening. And you can find Michamocha on page 40.
Nichamocha Va'elim Adonai Mi kamocha Nedar Bakodesh Norat Tehilot Osefele Malchutecha Ra'u Vanecha Bokei Ayam Lifnei Moshe Miriam Ze Eli Anu Ve'amru Adonai Yimloch Leolam Va'ed. Together, la la la.
Just as this moment gives us a different perspective, a different framework for thinking about Michamocha, it also gives us a different perspective on Hashkivenu. So often when we're in the synagogue at this moment, we gesture up to the dome, we call everyone's attention to the beautiful dome and how it represents the sukkah, the shelter of peace that we all hope to have draped over us throughout Shabbat and throughout the week as well. So of course we cannot look at that dome right now, but we can look up at the shelters that are over our heads, for which I'm certain we are all incredibly grateful. The ability to shelter in place when instructed to do so feels like a really profound privilege at this time. So I hope we can all feel and express some gratitude for the shelter of peace that we do possess over us as we prepare to sing Ufros Aleinu, which you can find on page 42.
Ufros Aleinu Sukkot, Sukkot Shelomecha, Ufros Aleinu Sukkot, Sukkot Shelomecha, Ufros Aleinu Sukkot, Sukkot Shelomecha. We're going to continue now with Adonai Sefatai as we prepare for the Amidah, the central prayer in our service, the standing prayer. Adonai Sefatai reminds us that no matter what we are facing, no matter how hard it is to find the words, and right now it is very hard to find the words because we're in something of an unprecedented situation in our lifetimes, and unprecedented situations demand new words. But the source for those words is God and each other. And so just as King David did so many centuries ago, we ask God to help us find the words that we need in this very uncertain and unprecedented time. Adonai Sefatai on page 46. Yalla la la la, 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 yalla la la la. Adonai sefatai tiftach, ufi yagid hilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, now may declare your praise. Yalla la la la, 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 yalla la la la. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu ve'imoteinu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר, מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל, ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש. At this time, rather than silent prayer, we're going to hear some contemplative music from Jonathan. We'll turn off the screen sharing of the prayer book and allow you to pray the text of all of the beautiful faces on this Zoom service together that we're sharing. We'll come back together on page 62 after some music with Oseh Shalom. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Oh, say shalom, bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, oh, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'immeru, amen.
Shabbat Shalom. Can you hear me? Some sign of life. Yes? Okay, yes, good. Yes, good. Thank you, Howard. I'm getting a thumbs up. I feel like I'm way out here in the world. I'm not exactly sure where everybody is, but I see so many of you, and I actually feel really emotional scrolling through the pictures of all of you. As I said last week, John set up for me a second computer so I can see back and forth how many people are out there, and I feel like it's our opportunity to plug in and to be together and to create this community in this crazy time. I'm looking at people's homes and lives, and I see a Sperber baby and Jerry and Sally. I think I have those salt shakers. Hi, Mom and Dad. It's weird. This is so weird, and yet here we are for Shabbat, one big community. And it's very appropriate, actually, that we find ourselves together in this moment, in this place in the Torah, because this time in our Torah cycle couldn't be better matched for this time in our strange world. This week we the book of Vayikra, and the first Torah portion. The book of Leviticus is the story of creating order in a time of no order, no society, new beginnings. As newly freed former slaves, we went out into the world, our ancestors did, to figure out what it would mean to create a society where we didn't know what society could or should look like. And this Torah portion continues a cycle of talking about sacrifices in great detail. What are these sacrifices about? First of all, the Hebrew for sacrifices is korbanot, which is from the same root as the word karov, to draw closer. How interesting that at this time of isolation, of separation, we are studying the details of ways to become closer, as we find ourselves in our lives coming up with creative ways to come closer. We also find ourselves with these detailed instructions about the sacrifices that for many of us often feel kind of alienating or archaic, but it is through these details that our ancestors, that the Israelites were able to build a society when they didn't even know how to begin. There's an article in the foreword this week entitled "In Leviticus, an Unexpected Lesson in Surviving Quarantine." And the author speaks just to what I mentioned. She writes at the beginning, "I thought that Vayikra Leviticus was the least relevant and the most alienating of the books of Moses. But," she says, "I suddenly appreciate this willingness to create alternative protocols for deviations from the plan." The book of Leviticus teaches us how to pivot, how to recreate ourselves and our society, how to build a society when there seemingly isn't anything out there and we don't even know how to begin. We learn from this book, as we do from these crazy days that we're living, how to pivot, how to cope, how to make order of something which feels so disordered. There's an article in the New York Times from Tuesday entitled "The Loneliness of Social Distancing." And it seemed so appropriate to me that this would be printed on this week when we talk about korbanot. We talk about sacrifices and becoming karov, closer to God and closer to each other, and finding ways to do that. The article, which was in the science section, discusses wellness. And the author says, according to a new report from the National Academies of Sciences, Engineering, and Medicine, social isolation has been linked to a 50% increased risk of dementia, a 29% increased risk of heart disease, and a 32% increased risk of stroke. Social isolation. And here we are finding ourselves in a world where we're being asked to socially isolate. How do we create our own korbanot, our own way of becoming karov, close to one another? The article goes on, we after all evolved as a species that thrives on human connection and cooperation. Put these on hold and there's an inevitable price to pay. All of which raises the question, what can people do to minimize the risk of being lonely when cut off from direct human contact? Loneliness is the subjective feeling that you're lacking the social connections you need, the author says, the feeling of closeness, trust, and affection of genuine friends, loved ones, and community. And so in this moment of social isolation, we must counter the loneliness that sometimes comes with the feeling of being separated, of being without community. We gather together, even by Zoom, whatever ways the world has given us to be together, to counter this, and to know that we are together as we begin to create our new society, our new normal, to make ourselves karov, close even in this time of separation. Many people have talked about this time of isolation feeling something like what Noah must have felt like in his own experience with his family, stuck in an ark, in the rain, no movies to go to, no restaurants to go to, just a bunch of closeness, too much closeness. There are a lot of midrashim and a little piece of Talmud that I shared in my email that came out earlier today. But there's another very beautiful few words that are actually from the Torah that I learned from Rabbi Denny Lewittis, who wrote about this morning. She said, searching for precedent in the Torah to guide us through this crisis, forcing us to take cover in our homes. Many of us recall how Noah retreated into the ark with his family and animals to protect themselves from the deluge that threatened to destroy the world. Amidst the litany of construction details, Noah was instructed to follow when building the ark. 3 words stand out. They come from Bereshit chapter 6, verse 16. Make a window in the ark. In this time of isolation, even Noah is told, make a window, always look out, see the world, see who's out there and what's going on out there. For even in this time of awayness, of separation, we are connected and must remain connected. Rabbi Lewittis wrote, if Noah's sole goal was to save himself and his family from the raging waters, he would never have compromised the structural strength of the ark by creating a window. This small detail comes to teach a grand lesson. Noah was not to turn away from what was happening in the outside world, even as he retreated inside for safety. He had to remain aware of, sensitive to, and part of the realities unfolding beyond his place of shelter. He was not to save his body at the expense of his soul. And so, as we navigate this time of complete unknown, of no order in the world and anxiety, of unknown about what will happen tomorrow or the next day, how long will this take and how will we feel? What will this look like? We create a new order just as our ancestors did in the time of first disorder in our own society. I share with you the closing sentences from the author of the article in the foreword about this book of Leviticus that we enter, about the relevance of it to our modern times, because she says so beautifully what I think many of us have thought over the years that we've entered into the book of Leviticus and wondered, why do we have to read this? Does it really apply to us? The author wrote, this Shabbat, I will open my copy of Leviticus. I'll listen to what this newly pertinent book has to tell me in these days of turmoil, and I will pray that by the time we read the words, quote, I will grant peace in the land, in the final portion of this book, our world will find true peace and healing inside and outside of our homes. May it be that we take lessons from Noah about connecting, always remaining connected to our environment, to one another, as we protect against loneliness and work only to separate ourselves ultimately, to bring ourselves karov, close. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
We turn now to page 253 as we prepare for Misha Berach. I'd like to share with you a poem that was written by my colleague, Rabbi Ayelet Cohen, who's serving a community in New York that just suffered its first death from this virus. She wrote this beautiful prayer, and I send us into Misha Berach with these words as we think of so many who are in our hearts, in our community, and our families who are in need of healing, as we know there are so many in our country and the world who are in need of so much healing and wholeness. Rabbi Cohen wrote, may the one who blessed our ancestors bless all those who put themselves at risk to care for the sick, physicians and nurses and orderlies, technicians and home health aides, EMTs and pharmacists, and I'll add people in the National Guard, who navigate the unfolding dangers of the world each day to tend to those they have sworn to help. Bless them in their coming home and bless them in their going out, ease their fear, sustain them. Source of all breath, healer of all beings, protect them and restore their hope. Strengthen them that they may bring strength. Keep them in health that they may bring healing. Help them know again a time when they can breathe without fear. Bless the sacred work of their hands. May this plague pass from among us speedily and in our days. And may everyone in our hearts have a refuah shlema, a complete sense of shalom and wholeness without fear. Page 253.
Berach avotenu mekor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Berach imotenu mekor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
In this time, as in every time, we thank God for the privilege of life and bringing us to this place, even with its challenges. I invite us to join with Cantor Frommer as we say thank you, God, for giving us life and sustaining us, and we pray that you will continue to do that as we go forward in these challenging times. Shechianu.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, v'hecheyanu, v'kiyamanu, v'higianu lazman hazeh.
Our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, who are no longer with us physically, who continue to inspire through their values and their lessons. On this Shabbat, we remember in our congregation for Shloshim, for the first 30 days of mourning, Carol Cohen, who was the sister of Marilyn Allen, and Shirley Rochman, who was the mother of Rich Rochman, and of course, Ashley, Rich's wife. The perpetual memorials in our congregation are Sidney Black, Charles Einbund, Mildred Molly Einbund, Ethel Goldberg, and Janet Lewis. If you are observing Shiva or Shloshim, the first 7 or 30 days of mourning, or the first year of mourning, please stand in your own home and say a name out loud as we bring all of those names into our community. The yard sites in our community are Sylvia Barron, Joseph Bartfeld, Barbara Birnbaum, Lucille Zeldin Cotton, Estelle Golden, Harold Gomes, Morris Aaron Greenberg, Abraham Greenwald, Ari Julich, David Kelly, Georgette Krieger, Yetta Wiener Marshall, Joseph Orloff, Larry Rittenberg, Edward Rudner, Judge Bernard Seff, David Schukert, Donna P. Solomon, and Abe Teratut. If there are other people you are remembering at home on this Shabbat, please say their names as we stand together as one community and join with Cantor Frommer in Kaddish Yatom on page 294.
Yitgadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabbah, be'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chaye dechol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala uv'izman kariv v'imru, Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam u'lalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shmei dekudsha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damiran be'alma v'imru, Amen. Yehei shlama Rabbah min shemaya, v'chayim alenu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru, Amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, alenu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, v'imru, Amen. May the one who creates harmony on high, peace to us, to all Israel, and to all the world. And we say together,
Amen. Just a few announcements. If you're standing, I see many of you standing. Please feel free to be seated. I want to let you know that following Shabbat, as I look out the windows and see the sky getting dark, we really enter into Shabbat together this week, as we do every week. Following Shabbat at 8 o'clock tomorrow night, I want to invite you to welcome Shabbat to go back out as we enter a beautiful new week together on Zoom. We're trying this. And we'll see how it goes. That's after a beautiful Shabbat day. And in the morning, please join with Rabbi Phelps for Torah study, also via Zoom. So I see you thumbs up back there. Is there anything, Rabbi Phelps, that you want to add about Torah study?
Only that I'm very much looking forward to it. It was remarkable to me last week how well Torah study lent itself to this format. So I'm really looking forward to getting to do it again with everybody tomorrow. So please come join me if you can.
Awesome. You guys can be with us all for the next 25 hours because we know that you have nowhere else to go. Also, we're working on creating an interactive Zoom Seder. Things are not going to be normal this year through Pesach, unfortunately, although it provides us with opportunities to be really creative and we can be together. So in this kind of format with people in their PJs, I don't see a lot of bathrobes this week, but I'll have to scroll through here a little bit more. I do see a lot of Shabbat candles and a lot of smiles. So look for a way to join us for a giant table of crumbs and laughter and some beautiful readings, which we'll figure out exactly all together. And I also want to just remind you all, please, to be in touch with one another. Please make phone calls. Please make FaceTime, Zoom, and what other kind of calls you can where you see people. Please go for walks together, stand 6 feet apart or 8 feet apart. I love what Joe Beth sent me today about the haircut from a 6 foot distance. It was awesome. So there's lots of creativity out there. Find ways to just be 6 feet away from other people, but walk and go outside and be in the sunshine and be together as best we can so that we really can be together in this time of being apart and create a sense of karov, of closeness, even though this is not our usual way of being close. If you need us, we are here. Please, we know that life continues to go on. We've had some deaths in the congregation and a birth, which we celebrate, and many, many other things going on in people's lives. Life does not stop just because of this crazy virus. So if you need us, please contact me, Cantor Frommer, Rabbi Phelps, and anyone else on our staff. We are here to help. We'll figure out a way to be in touch and to connect. We're very proud of Cantor Frommer, who is in the National Guard on active duty over there, I think in a chaplain's office. I'm not sure. What are we seeing behind you?
Yeah, this is our chapel here at the Roseville National Guard Armory. So we're glad to be here, and we just got an an Orthodox priest onto our team now. So we are now truly an interface. We joked at the commander's update brief that we have a Jewish chaplain and an Orthodox chaplain, but no Orthodox Jewish chaplain. But through our powers combined, we will try to serve everyone. So.
Nice. Awesome. Any other announcements, Gordon Gladstone? I know you're there. You're making this service go, I think. Anything you want to share with us?
Shazam. Yeah, I know there was a little bit of mix-up with links in the emails. So I have posted the links for both Torah Study and Havdalah on the front page of the website. If anything goes sideways, feel free to email me directly. We're well over 100 folks here. We have a few people joining us on Facebook Live. Hi there, folks on Facebook. We're delighted to have you. We'll be delighted to have you. Oh, we're also going to do a coffee clutch on Thursday this week. You get to hang out with me. You bring a cup of coffee or whatever it is that you want to drink on a Thursday morning. I'm not judging.
Pajamas are welcome, right? Pajamas are certainly welcome at 8 o'clock tomorrow for Havdalah. That extra credit for PJs. Cantor Frommer, Rabbi Phelps, any other announcements that we want to add before heading into Kiddush and Motzi?
Rabbi Phelps, do you have anything for studio families?
Just to let you know, same thing that the email went out about today. We are having studio. We're having our abbreviated Zoom studio on Sunday like we did last week. The youngest kids, preschool K and 1, will meet at 9:30. At 10, the whole school will meet for tefillah, and at 10:30, the older group will meet in a couple of separate breakout rooms, and there will be space for parents to hang out and schmooze if you'd like to do that. And also, we sent out today a little video for family, specifically family-oriented Shabbat. So if you're looking for something short and sweet that you can do at home, that's something you can look at in the future too.
Awesome. I don't know if any of us was able to find a challah today. I wasn't.
Yeah.
And I don't think in Roseville there are a lot of chalot. I don't know.
Gordon's got it.
Gordon's got it. Awesome. How do we?
Every Friday without fail. Oh. And I saw Ruth, you were making some chalot as well.
I see a challah in the East Bay. Roberta's
if people have chalot, raise up your chalot.
Oh, Joe Beth has a challah. Awesome. Who else has? Oh, great. Who is this? Suzanne has a challah. Jim Plattner has challah. Awesome.
Homemade challah.
Oh, homemade challah, even better. Who else has challah? I don't know. I can't.
David Newman has some sort of
the
sculpture of a challah.
Joe's challah.
Let's see. Oh, the Ponics have challah. Is that homemade? Oh, homemade challah. Awesome. Well, that's part of what you taught your kids, Warren, right? While Lindsay was sick, how to make challah. What you're muted. In addition to the Constitution and scones and whatever else they learned. Let's see. Do we have other challah? I see Gordon. Jacqueline has a challah. Awesome. And Ingrid has beautiful candles. Karen also.
Karen has a challah, yeah.
It's from Gus's. They have them.
Ooh, so much good challah acquiring advice in the chat if people are looking for places to get chalot.
Okay, excellent. I can't see all of you guys more because I'm technologically incapable, but if you have a Kiddush cup with you or some juice or whatever, we'll raise that. There you go. Joe Beth, I see you there. Great. And we'll join with Cantor Frommer. Joe Rosenberg, you're raising something. I don't know what that is. A bottle of something. Awesome. Okay. All right.
Hold on one sec. Oopsies. 1 minute. This technology is almost there. Okay. Continue with Kiddush. Please join me, but on mute. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu b'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon inchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reshit ki hu yom tefila lemikra kodesh zecher litziat mitzrayim Kivanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha ve'ahava uvratzon inchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. Amen.
Chaim.
And either take hold of your challah if you have one, or grab onto your computer screen and try to touch the image of someone else's beautiful challah. So we make a web of challah connection throughout cyberspace here, joined together in the motzi.
Or better yet, pinch Colette's cheeks.
Yes.
I should be right now. That's better than challah.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. B'te'avon. All right, in honor of Passover, which is coming up, whether we are technologically ready or not, we're going to conclude this service with Adir Hu. And so we're going to go back to the screen and we're going to share the words of Adir Hu, which were not included in Mishkan Tefillah, but that is one of the beauties of this technology is we can add anything we want into our service here. So we join together. We'll hear it once from Jonathan to refresh our memories of this classic melody, and then we'll join together in the words. Adir hu, yivne veto bekarov, bimhera, v'yameinu bekarov, el bnei veitcha bekarov. try the English with us. Don't worry about all the these and thines. Jessica is singing those very loudly on her end. Here we go. God of might, God of right, thee we give all glory, thine all praise in these days, as in ages hoary. When we hear, year by year, freedom's wondrous story. Take it with Jonathan on Lie, Lie, Lie.